Do you know that right in the heart of a Muslim country, there's a place where women wear short dresses and dance all night long? A place where you can live like royalty for just $10 a day and buy a whole new life for the price of a dinner in New York? Welcome to Uzbekistan, the cheapest and most mysterious country in the world. Today we're diving deep into 15 mind-blowing facts about Uzbekistan that will completely change how you see Central Asia. From double landlocked geography to underground art museums, from polygamous traditions to revolutionary nightlife, this journey will take you through a world most people never knew existed. And by the time you reach the last fact, you'll see that living like a king for just $10 a day is entirely possible. There's a stereotype that Uzbekistan is a conservative Muslim country, where women are silent shadows behind men, fully veiled and obedient to their husbands. But if you ever visit Tashkent in the summer, you'll quickly realize reality is nothing like the rumors. Uzbek women not only don't cover their faces, but they also wear short skirts, jeans, t-shirts, tied shirts, and even unbuttoned tops when it's 104 degrees Fahrenheit, just like women in Milan or Los Angeles. Traditional outfits like long brocade dresses, embroidered tops, or headscarves are usually reserved for special occasions, weddings, or religious events. Not everyday social uniforms, as some might think. In big cities, women run businesses, teach at universities, work in media and politics, and can even be the boss of an all-male staff. On public transport, Uzbek men still practice old-fashioned courtesy. Giving up seats, helping carry heavy bags, and opening doors for women, not because they think women are weak, but because tradition sees this as basic politeness. Surprisingly, statistics show 17.5% of politicians in Uzbekistan are women, making it third among former Soviet countries for female representation, just behind Belarus and Latvia, and much higher than Russia, which is only 9.8%. Thanks to this progress, it's becoming more common for Uzbek women to date and marry foreigners. The dating process is easy, but getting married can be quite complicated. You might not know this, but Uzbekistan's law strictly prohibits polygamy. If a man is found living with more than one wife, whether or not they had a traditional wedding, he can face administrative penalties or even criminal charges. Most Uzbeks, especially in cities, strongly oppose polygamy. However, reality is more complex. According to the Quran, a man may have up to 4 wives if he can provide for them all. In a country where 90% of the population is Muslim, polygamy is still quite common. Many men hold second or third wife ceremonies in traditional Islamic fashion, witnessed by family, friends, and sometimes an imam, without any official government paperwork. These unregistered marriages aren't protected by law, meaning second wives have no inheritance rights, no pensions, and no legal recognition. They're completely dependent on the man. Still, many women, especially older, divorced or widowed ones, agree to be second wives for economic or social reasons, believing it's better than living alone in a society that values marriage. What do you think about polygamy here? Would you want to experience life with 4 wives around you? If you think Uzbekistan has no nightlife, you've clearly never been to Tashkent. By day, the city is calm, but at night, it comes alive with energy, bright lights, and music. The downtown streets, sunlit by day, become bustling avenues filled with white Chevrolets, the national symbol, cruising toward entertainment hotspots. Tashkent has everything for a sleepless night. Chic rooftop bars with TV tower views, cozy Eastern European-style pubs with acoustic music, and lively clubs where local DJs mix deep house with Central Asian folk tunes. Many places stay open until 3 to 4 in the morning, and there are even 24-hour cafes where students, young people, and couples gather to chat, work, or just wait for sunrise because the night is too beautiful to end. Interestingly, Uzbek women going out at night isn't taboo or sensitive. On the contrary, they dress modern, stylish, and confidently, enjoying cocktails, talking business, or dancing under ever-changing LED lights. Some street bands perform right on the sidewalks, with girls singing and clapping, guys playing guitar, and crowds cheering, creating a romantic scene rivaling Paris or Madrid. And if you think Tashkent gets quiet after 11 p.m., Take a walk around Amir Temur Square or the Old Town near Chorsu Bazaar. You'll find late-night food stalls still open, sizzling kebabs, and laughter echoing under the starry sky. Tucked away in the heart of Central Asia, Uzbekistan is a landlocked nation. But what makes it truly special is this. Uzbekistan is one of only 2 countries in the world, along with Liechtenstein, considered double landlocked. This means not only does it have no coastline, but all its neighboring countries are also landlocked. With an area of about 173,000 square miles, roughly the size of California, Uzbekistan is the 3rd largest country in Central Asia and is home to countless fascinating and mysterious things. The name Uzbekistan means Land of the Uzbeks, an ethnic group making up over 80% of its more than 35 million people. It's the most populous country in Central Asia, and even more impressively, it boasts an almost perfect literacy rate of 99%, on par with many developed nations. Uzbek is the official language, but Russian is also widely spoken. Statistics show Uzbekistan enjoys up to 265 sunny days a year. The weather isn't sunny and warm all year round, though. Summers can be scorching, reaching up to 113 degrees Fahrenheit, while winters can drop below -4 degrees Fahrenheit. Interestingly, it's this harsh climate that produces some of the world's sweetest melons. Another fascinating fact: Uzbekistan was once a hub of the Silk Road, a crossroads where merchants, explorers, mathematicians, and astronomers from Europe to China all had to pass through. Today, cities like Tashkent, Samarkand, and Kokand are recommended travel spots, famous for their unique architecture, rich history, and vibrant cultural sites. Sign up for early access to our next adventure or hit the bell to discover more unknown places like this. Who would ever walk on a thread-thin rope suspended in midair just for applause? Sounds crazy, but in Uzbekistan this is a respected and celebrated art, almost as popular as soccer or weddings. The tightrope act called Darbaz is one of the most crowd-pleasing performances at major festivals like Navruz, Independence Day, or Summer Village fairs, and it's not just for fun. Many Darbaz artists can walk on ropes as high as 160 feet. Performers typically wear long white embroidered costumes, traditional hats, and soft shoes, stepping lightly as if floating. But remember, they're walking on a rope stretched between buildings or across a stage, with drums pounding and the crowd cheering. Even more interesting, Darbaz isn't just a quirky pastime. It's a deep cultural tradition passed down through generations, with some families specializing in Darbaz for centuries. So if you ever find yourself in Uzbekistan and see people looking up at the sky instead of at their phones, chances are a rope hero is holding the crowd's breath. Would you be brave enough to watch without closing your eyes? When you hear the name Karakalpakstan, you might think it's an independent country somewhere in Central Asia. In reality, it's an autonomous republic within Uzbekistan. What's surprising is that Karakalpakstan covers nearly 40% of the country's total area, meaning this autonomous region is about a third of the size of Uzbekistan itself. However, the United Nations and all countries worldwide recognize it as part of Uzbekistan, not an independent nation. Karakalpakstan's population is only about 2 million, but they have their own parliament and constitution, and most notably they used to have a clause allowing a referendum for independence under certain conditions. Although this clause was recently removed by the central government in a move to reduce autonomy, the Karakalpak people's yearning for independence and self-governance still lingers. The Karakalpak have their own Turkic language, vibrant hand-embroidered clothing, traditional domed homes, and a cultural life centered on herding and fishing. In the capital, Nukus, the Savitsky Art Museum is a hidden cultural treasure displaying tens of thousands of avant-garde works. Life in Karakalpakstan is tough. Few resources, little industry, and hardly any tall buildings. Ironically, many residents leave the region to seek better opportunities in other parts of Uzbekistan. In 2022, when the central government tried to remove the right to secede from the constitution, Karakalpakstan erupted in protests. This quiet region harbors dreams of independence that run deeper than most outsiders realize. This isn't by accident. Uzbekistan is home to the Murantau gold mine, the world's second largest open-pit gold mine. Gold here isn't just for export, it's deeply woven into daily life in unique ways. Decorating domes, topping pastries, and most notably covering teeth. Yes, you heard that right. Gold teeth are a long-standing tradition among Uzbek women, especially in rural areas. A golden smile with shiny teeth flashing as they talk is a striking image for many first-time visitors to Central Asia. Here, the more gold teeth you have, the more well-off you're considered, much like expensive watches or designer handbags in the West. Dental clinics in Uzbekistan offer gold crowns, gold braces, and even tiny engravings on teeth by request. Some people see gold teeth as a portable savings account. You can sell them for cash if needed. While younger city dwellers now prefer modern white teeth, in the countryside a golden smile is still always in style. It's not uncommon to see grandmothers flashing brilliant gold grins that could light up a room, each tooth representing years of savings and family prosperity. If you visit Uzbekistan and wonder why 4 out of every 5 cars you see are Chevrolets, you're not mistaken. By 2019, Chevrolet accounted for 94% of the car and light truck market here, while other brands made up just 4% and 2%. Chevrolet isn't just popular, it's the national brand in Central Asia. Since 2008, General Motors has partnered with the Uzbek government to build a factory in Osaka, producing over 250,000 vehicles annually, making Chevrolet the only locally produced national brand. Local production means Uzbeks can buy cars for $7,000 to $14,000, with most import taxes waived, making foreign brands like Toyota, Honda, or Volkswagen out of reach due to prices 1.5 or even twice as high. Japanese cars are known for durability, German cars for luxury, but in a country where average income is under $2,500 per year, Chevrolet is the most practical and beloved choice. In the heart of Uzbekistan's dry desert, where summer temperatures can soar above 104 degrees Fahrenheit, there's something people cherish. The traditional steam bath, hammam. For Uzbeks, bathing isn't just about getting clean. It's a social ritual, a way to purify both body and soul. This tradition dates back to the Silk Road era. Many hammams in Bukhara or Samarkand are over 600 years old, with stone domes, sunlight filtering through ceiling holes, hot water from natural springs, and herbal scents wafting through the steam. Unlike the quiet, orderly Japanese public baths, Uzbek hammams are lively, intimate, and full of laughter. It's where people socialize. Men chat politics and family, women share cooking tips or choose silk for their daughters' weddings. In some regions, brides visit the hammam with their mothers before the wedding to wash away bad luck and start their new life refreshed and at peace. Tea is much more than a drink. It's the heartbeat of daily life. A greeting, a closing, a bond between people. Every meal starts and ends with hot tea, even between meals during midday chats or when guests drop by. What surprises many Western visitors is that Uzbek hosts pour only a small amount of tea into your cup. It's not about being stingy, it's a subtle custom. If guests ask for more tea, it means they feel comfortable and want to stay longer. Continuously refilling tea keeps the conversation going and builds cultural rapport. On the other hand, if your cup is filled to the brim right away, it might mean please leave soon. A very Uzbek nuance that speaks volumes without saying a word. In the cool, fertile Fergana Valley, people favor mild green tea, sometimes with mint. In the western, more desert-like Khorasan, people prefer strong black tea, sipped slowly with sweet jam or dry bread. In some places, serving the wrong tea can be seen as a faux pas, like offering instant coffee to an Italian or cold wine to a Frenchman. If you thought homes are either modern like New York or ancient like Florence, Uzbekistan will pleasantly surprise you. In rural areas, round white felt tents called yurts are still a favorite summer dwelling. They're cool, easy to set up, and reflect the nomadic spirit of Uzbek, Turkmen, Kazakh, and Kyrgyz ancestors. You'll even see yurts set up right in backyards, used as summer living rooms for tea, naps, or small parties, practical and nostalgic. These portable homes can be assembled in under 2 hours and provide natural air conditioning in the desert heat. In cities like Tashkent or Samarkand, architecture is different but still unique. Because Uzbekistan is prone to earthquakes, people don't build skyscrapers like in Dubai or Tokyo. The tallest buildings are usually only 4 or 5 stories, designed to withstand tremors. This not only ensures safety, but also keeps cityscapes open and airy, not cramped like many Asian cities. And if you think only the West has fairy tale castles, visit Uzbekistan's wealthy neighborhoods. The upper class here often builds Central Asian legend mansions with a touch of European flair. Marble walls, decorative domes, fountains, and even gold-plated gates that shimmer in the desert sun. In the West, weddings are often fancy events held in hotels with everything from chefs to lighting rented. But in Uzbekistan, the heart of Central Asia, a wedding is an occasion for the whole village to cook together. Uzbeks have a heartfelt tradition called communal plov cooking, where you're not just invited to eat, you can even help stir the pot. Before the wedding, a kitchen gathering starts at dawn, usually at the groom's house. The closest male relatives and neighbors, fathers, uncles, best friends, even old men from the neighborhood, gather around a giant plov pot up to 5 feet wide. Some chop carrots, others grill meat, some stoke the fire. It's a lively scene, like a small festival, with folk music and hot green tea served around the pot. Ask an Uzbek why not just book a restaurant, and they'll simply say, because you can't outsource family. The communal cooking isn't just about food, it's about bonding, sharing stories, and creating memories that last longer than any catered meal ever could. The plov itself is legendary. Uzbekistan even set a Guinness World Record with a plov weighing over 15,000 pounds, almost 7 tons. Yes, you heard right, it's the national rice dish cooked with a crane. The massive pot required industrial equipment just to stir it, feeding thousands of people in a celebration that turned cooking into a public spectacle. Though surrounded by dry desert, Uzbekistan boasts a vibrant calendar of festivals all year long. The most famous is Navruz, March 21st, the traditional New Year's celebration marking the first day of spring in the Persian calendar. The whole country lights up with folk dances, giant plov feasts and sweet Somalic porridge made from young wheat, stirred for 24 hours as a cleansing ritual for the new year. Next is the Silk and Spices Festival in May in Bukhara, a legendary ancient trading city on the Silk Road. This festival lets visitors step into the world of 10th century Central Asian merchants, with stalls selling silk, pottery, spicy herbs, traditional instruments, and mesmerizing costume parades. In summer, Karakalpakstan hosts Melon Day, where locals show off melons as big as footballs, sweet as syrup, and fragrant enough to remember forever. These aren't ordinary melons. They're cultivated using ancient techniques passed down through generations, creating fruit so perfect that a single bite can change your understanding of what fruit should taste like. Fall brings the Samarkand Cultural Festival, where artists from over 50 countries gather at the magnificent Registan Square to perform traditional music, folk dances, and fashion shows inspired by Central Asian textiles. Every October, Uzbekistan hosts the Tashkent International Film Festival, the region's biggest film event, screening art films from around the world in Soviet-style theaters. But perhaps most impressive are the impromptu street celebrations that happen throughout the year. Wedding processions wind through city streets with traditional drums and dancing. Harvest festivals celebrate cotton and grain with entire communities participating in songs and dances that have remained unchanged for centuries. The most iconic dish is plov, a rice pilaf cooked with lamb, carrots, onions, and garlic, served with chickpeas, raisins, or quail eggs. But plov isn't just fried rice. There are over 60 variations nationwide, and in Tashkent alone you can find plov pots serving over 1,000 people at a traditional wedding. Bread, or naan in Uzbekistan, is almost sacred. It's forbidden to place bread upside down or on the ground, as people believe it's disrespectful to heaven's blessing. Each region has its own style. Some make sun-shaped bread, others use molds to create geometric patterns that look like edible art. The bread baking process itself is spectacular. Traditional tandoor ovens are built into the ground, reaching temperatures of over 900 degrees Fahrenheit. Bakers slap rounds of dough directly onto the oven walls where they cook in minutes, emerging with crispy crusts and soft, airy interiors that smell like heaven. And if you think only Europe has specialty cheese, try fermented mare's milk, kumis, a lightly alcoholic white beer traditional drink. Its taste, sour, strong, creamy, is a fun shock for Western taste buds. The fermentation process creates a slightly fizzy, tangy beverage that's both nutritious and mildly intoxicating. Street food culture thrives in markets like Chorsu Bazaar, where vendors sell samsa, flaky pastries filled with meat and onions, cooked in traditional ovens. Shashlik, grilled meat skewers, sizzle over open flames while vendors call out to passers-by. The aroma alone is enough to stop traffic. Lagman, hand-pulled noodles served in rich broths with vegetables and meat, represents the Chinese influence on Uzbek cuisine from centuries of Silk Road trade. Watching noodle masters stretch and twirl dough into impossibly long, thin strands is performance art combined with culinary mastery. Here's the moment you've been waiting for. The cost of living in Uzbekistan is among the lowest in the world, especially compared to American or European standards. Here you can enjoy a full life for the price of a dinner in New York per day. For example, a meal at a local restaurant costs about $3 to $5, while a fancy Western-style meal ranges from $10 to $15. A cappuccino is just $1.50, much cheaper than the $5 you'd pay at Starbucks in Los Angeles. Rent is also shockingly affordable. A one-bedroom apartment in central Tashkent costs about $250 to $400 per month. And outside the center, it's just $150 to $250 monthly. Utilities, electricity, water, internet, and gas for a mid-size apartment are only about $40 to $60, and high-speed internet runs $10 to $15 per month. For transportation, a bus or metro ticket is just 15 to 20 cents per ride, and a city taxi usually costs no more than $2 to $4. If you rent a car, gas is very cheap, about $2 per gallon, nearly half the price in the US. But here's where it gets really incredible. Street food that could feed you for an entire day costs less than $5. A hearty plate of plov from a local vendor costs $2. Fresh bread from a tandoor oven costs 50 cents. Green tea is often free with meals. You could literally eat like a king every single day and spend less money than a single fast food meal in America. Total monthly living costs for a single person living comfortably in Tashkent usually range from $500 to $700. With this budget, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You can afford a nice apartment, eat at restaurants daily, take taxis everywhere, and still have money left over for entertainment and travel. With these costs, Uzbekistan is becoming a new haven for retirees, freelancers, and digital nomads from the West who want to live well and save money. Imagine earning a Western salary while paying Uzbek prices. You could live in luxury for a fraction of what you'd spend back home. So what do you think? Could Uzbekistan be your next destination? If you're ready to experience a country where East meets West, where ancient meets modern, and where your budget goes further than you ever imagined, then Uzbekistan might just be calling your name. Thank you for watching today's travel documentary until the end. We hope you'll continue to join us on our next journeys to discover the wonders of the world. If this opened your eyes to the possibilities of budget travel in incredible destinations, make sure to subscribe for more hidden gems from around the globe. We are so glad you are with us today. Please leave a comment, like the video to support us, and subscribe for more videos. See you soon.